It is Patriots Day, April 19th, 2010, 15 years after the federal Black Op bombing of the Oklahoma City building, the Alfred P. Murrah building in Oklahoma City. And fever pitch brainwashing is being engaged in by the mainstream media, by Bill Clinton and others, saying, gee, I hope we don't have to have another terror attack to shut down these Tea Parties. Gee, I hope they shut up. Gee, I hope they stop criticizing the banking takeover and the healthcare takeover, because their criticism of the government is going to cause terrorists to attack. And when the terrorists attack, it's going to be your fault. Your fault, America, for thinking that you have a right to stand up for the Bill of Rights and Constitution. The last year and a half since Barack Obama got into office, we've seen them beating the drum that anyone that criticizes any policies is a racist, a terrorist, a white supremacist, that anybody that criticizes the government or even says 9/11 was an inside job wants to kill Obama with no evidence. But what is that evidence of? The prep phase, preparing for staged terror. They have to prepare everyone's minds so when they stage it, the people won't really remember where they heard it was the fault of the Tea Parties, but they will buy into it as if it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we know from all of the concerted propaganda intensifying in the last week to a crescendo that they are getting ready to stage terror events in this country, and by only getting the word out about this can we stop them. They're preparing to blame Iran for a nuke attack, whether real or just fear-mongering. It's still psychological terrorism, and they're preparing for attacks on federal buildings, police stations, you name it. And they've been having drills the last few years, even under Bush, of police stations being attacked by disgruntled veterans, libertarians, Ron Paul supporters, gun owners, anti-abortion activists. Again, prepping the police with this false narrative that people that criticize the government want to kill you. They're bad. Get ready for them to attack. And they're having all this IED training the last 8 years in police departments around the country, telling them the American people are going to bomb them. And they have drills at public schools and in, of course, in colleges where the militias attack, the gun owners attack, the homeschoolers attack, the gun owners attack, creating this perception, this artificial perception, drilling the public that this imaginary enemy is out there and is going to be violent. Another facet of this is infiltrating the Tea Parties with Nazi signs. That's on one end of that. Then you have the government creating fake Nazi groups to show up and demonize the Patriot movement and attack other patriots that don't take the racial bait. All of this is a clear, concerted effort, from saying that I don't want government health care is racist, to I don't want open borders is racist, to saying I don't want a bankrupt economy is racist. You sit down and shut up and get pom-poms out and cheerlead the government, or you are a terrorist racist. This has been the message, and now they're all over the news saying, MIAC report, Homeland Security report, they were good. The vets are terrorists. The gun owners are terrorists. Domestic terrorists are as big a threat or even bigger than Al-Qaeda. They're going to hit any minute. Get ready. Oh, my gosh, we tried to stop them, but they wouldn't quit protesting. Their protesting caused it. All of you Tea Party people, it's your fault. You did it. It's all your fault. Get ready. Get ready. I mean, it's 100% clear. This is a huge operation going on. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, Monday, April 19th, 2010. Bill Clinton's been giving speeches and been on CNN saying, gee, he hopes there doesn't have to be a big terror attack to make the Tea Party shut up. And so they're framing anyone who criticizes any government policies as an un-American, violent terrorist. And it's all over the news. They're saying 15 years after Oklahoma City, are the right-wing terrorists going to hit again? And then quietly in the last really 8 years, they've been brainwashing police, brainwashing military, training them for conflict with the American people, creating this false ledger, this false history, this pipe dream, this hallucination, this mirage And, of course, in the center of that, demonizing talk radio, not just Alex Jones, but Rush Limbaugh, Michael Savage, Glenn Beck, and others, saying that it's going to be their fault when the terrorists strike. And so Rush Limbaugh on Friday really savaged Bill Clinton, saying, why are you hyping a non-existent threat? What are you planning? And we have the Democrats and their operatives caught dressing up as racist, red-handed. It's even in the Associated Press and other major publications, finally broke nationally last week. That's only one little tributary, one little arm, one little capillary stream of the larger Amazon River of false flag, provocateur, staged events. It is an entire spectrum of this. This is what they do. From saying anybody that has an opinion about government being too big, you are a racist. Anybody who goes out and protests big government, you are a racist. That's meant to demonize, to create a chilling effect so the average yuppie won't get involved politically. But it's also meant to keep blacks and Hispanics who are Americans and who stand to lose underneath the New World Order and whose children are being enslaved to hear over and over again they're not welcome in protest or demonstrations. They're not welcome to be involved. And, of course, it's not the Tea Party saying this. No, it's the mainstream media. But there's another level of this. By Fox News and Sarah Palin coming in and taking over the Tea Parties, it does make it a Republican event. And so then that limits this being a more than bipartisan, a transpartisan, or a left-right paradigm shattering populist constitutionalist movement against our real enemies, J.P. Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and the private shareholders of the New World Order private banking cartel system. And so this is what we're facing. They are dividing it 7 ways to Sunday, up one side and down the other, from the top to the bottom, from pillar to post, and then they're preparing to demonize all demonstration, all criticism, all redress of grievance, all petitions as invoking terror. They're saying everywhere, you criticize healthcare, government healthcare, you criticize banker bailouts, you criticize anything, you are a terrorist, and when the terrorists blow up some more federal buildings, it is your fault, shame on you. Now, we have a history of government-sponsored terror. We have our government and every other major government caught over and over again on record staging terror. Then we look at who benefits from this. Who would benefit from a federal building or two getting their facades blown off by a truck bomb? Who would benefit from a police station being attacked? Who would benefit from a school being attacked? Who would benefit from a government building being attacked? Who would benefit from a state capitol being attacked? Who would benefit? The military-industrial complex that is the control arm of the private offshore central banks now conquering the United States criminally. This is the issue that we face as a society. We are here. There is a hostile criminal takeover taking place against our society. Our entire way of life is being overturned. Our entire Bill of